drive an hour north out of downtown New Orleans, and you arrive in Hammond, Louisiana. Transworld Sport made the trip to the Deep South recently to meet a trailblazing athlete from the world of BMX.
What's up, Transworld Sport? This is Terry Adams, professional BMX Flatlander. Come on in, check out my life.
Terry Adams is one of the world's best BMX flatland riders. Flatland is a freestyle form of BMX in which riders perform moves and tricks without the use of ramps or jumps.
So welcome to my personal riding spot here in the backyard. It was actually a dream come true to build this thing. So and my favorite part about it is just riding with friends and getting the session done.
I guess most people's dream would be to have like an underground swimming pool, but mine was to have like a big patch of concrete. And to actually have that now and see that sitting outside my backyard when I'm eating breakfast every morning is amazing.
The 27-year-old has been at the top of his sport for almost a decade. However, his passion for flatland is showing little sign of diminishing.
So I'm out here sessioning with my good friend Mickey Gaidos. I've been riding with this guy my whole life. We've definitely pushed each other to progress, and I love riding with him.
As a professional rider, Terry is away from home for weeks on end, performing at shows and putting on flatland demonstrations. When we were in town, he just returned from a 3-week tour of American universities.
Flatland is, I guess the simplest way to describe it is like breakdancing on a bike. You're kind of jumping around, doing a bunch of crazy maneuvers. It's pretty crazy. I guess breakdancing on a bike would be the best way to explain it.
Terry first started riding BMX bikes at the age of 10 and spent a couple of years trying out jumps and ramps. It wasn't until he turned 12 that he made up his mind to concentrate all of his efforts on flatland.
I guess the reason was because just watching the guys in the magazines and watching the guys on TV that did it, it just seriously looked impossible what they were doing, and it was pretty intriguing the way they were riding the bike. And at the time I didn't really understand what was going on. All I knew was like, wow, this is incredible, like I want to do this. So really from that time on, I kind of made it a personal goal to, like, you know, want to be that good.
In order to keep up his profile as one of Flatland's biggest stars, Terry dedicates a huge amount of time to making sure that videos of his latest performances are online for the world to see.
Transworld Sport crew is up in the office. Tweet. A lot of time is, you know, definitely spent updating my Twitter page, updating my Facebook, updating my website. It's a lot of work, but I definitely enjoy it. It's keeping in touch with the media is definitely, I guess, a part of my job, and making sure that all the fans of Flatland and fans of myself are updated.
Terry's ability to interact with the fans and create publicity for the sport has helped cement his standing as one of Flatland's most important riders. Flatland receives relatively little media attention, and Terry has been credited with single-handedly raising the sport's profile over the last few years. Terry has also been extremely successful in the sport's most prestigious competitions, winning numerous titles, including the 2005 Asian X Games.
So I definitely have a lot of trophies and awards here that I'm pretty proud of, but the one trophy that I'm, I guess, the most stoked on is this NOR Cup award. I won it 2 times, and basically what it is all the other pro riders in the industry vote for who they thought was the best that year, you know, whether it be contests or getting coverage or, you know, whatever reason they wanted to vote for me for, they voted for me twice. So if you're out there and you voted for me, thank you. I appreciate it.
Terry's success means that he can now live as a completely professional rider, as he has numerous sponsors, including his local restaurant. The fact that he has such a high public profile, despite Flatland's failure to command regular television airtime, is testament to his impressive work ethic, which sees him spending up to 40 hours a week practicing his tricks. Across the road from his favourite restaurant is the place where Terry first cut his Flatland teeth, a public car park for some of Hammond's biggest stores.
So I've been away for 3 weeks on kind of a crazy little tour, and I've actually been dreaming about being in my hometown spot. This is where I do all my training, all my practicing for contest, and I'm really excited to be here and get a session in, so check it out.
I don't know why I go there. I think it's not that scenic, it's just a normal parking lot, but I guess I like hearing the cars go by. I like hearing people around me and stuff going on. Coming up with new tricks for me is just an ongoing cycle. If you're riding daily, you're gonna be coming up with new stuff, and you're gonna be like thinking of new tricks, and that's a big part of my riding, and probably every Flatland rider's riding, is just always kind of having something in the works. It does almost feel like you're floating or flying in these crazy positions. It's a really, really awesome feeling, and it's funny that I still get excited to go out and ride the way I did when I was 13 years old, because it still feels that like fun. It almost feels like you have special powers or something, because it takes so long to get good at it, but when you do, it just opens up so many doors of what you can actually do on a bike.
With Terry constantly looking to push the boundaries of what it's possible to achieve, he features regularly on the covers of BMX magazines, showcasing the tricks that can take him up to 18 months to perfect. Today, Flatland lives completely separately to all the other forms of BMX and no longer has a place at the X Games, extreme sport's biggest event. It's hoped that as riders like Terry continue to push the sport forward, one day it could return to the X Games roster.
If the X Games, if they're not looking to add Flatland back in, that's fine with me. You know, obviously we kind of have our own stuff going on. We're definitely surviving. There's a lot of events going on around the world, whether they're grassroots events or even main corporate sponsored events. Flatland's still alive and kicking, so we're gonna be around with them or without them.
Terry is now one of Flatland's veterans. But thanks to his quest to bring the sport to a wider audience, we expect to see a lot more of Terry Adams in the near future.
For me to wake up every morning and know that this is actually happening, I'm actually riding my bike for a living, is just, it's so mind-blowing to me that I'm doing everything I can to keep this life going, you know, whether it's promoting my sponsors, taking every opportunity I can to shoot photos and videos and just stay as active as I can in the media. So I'm definitely not taking this life for granted, and I feel very lucky to be in the position that I'm in.